All right. Good morning. So it has been really hot the past few days, which is why I haven't been out in the garage, but this is the Mabuchi 540 that I was using for testing the generator setup, and I had a suggestion to use a coreless motor because they spin a little bit freer and they're a bit more efficient in converting electricity and rotary motion back and forth. So I ordered a couple of cheap, this is a race, they're both Race Star brand, coreless motors. This is a 3100 kilovolt 4-pole waterproof one, I guess, and this is a 2212, which is a 1000 kilovolt motor, and this is for a plane, so it actually rotates the base, and then there's the rest of the rotor, or the rotor moves just inside, and the whole stator outside rotates, I assume, to help it cool. So I am gonna try to mount those all in this box because I found a, I don't know, cigar box or something, and I think that if I drill holes in the side, I can mount these 3 motor generator, well, motors I'm using as generators in the box here, and then I'll be able to switch pulleys and set the whole thing up differently to test them all. So first things first, I'm gonna have to drill some holes in the side here, and then we'll move on from there. This one is going to be challenging because the mounting is on the back here, so I got to build a block, and then because the whole section here rotates, I need to put a really big hole in the front of this box so that this can sit out, and so I'm going to line all the pulleys up as flush against the side as I can here, even though they're going to stick out. So, first things first, let me find, I brought a bunch of stuff out, but I already think I forgot some things, so, let's see now, got the, I can just set that in there, and then let's see. Right, so this little one that rotates is going to be mounted. I'm going to mount these pulleys so we got a low, a medium, and a high, and that way the belt running off the engine can go to the low pulley, the medium pulley, or the tall pulley without touching the others, hopefully. But this one, because it takes the spacers, is going to go lowest, and then I'm going to put this one in the middle because it's the fattest of these 2 remaining motors, and then this little one is going to go up top. So, and I'm just going to eyeball all this. So we got the bottom one, and that does sit, okay, that's going to sit low like that. So we can set that in there to placeholder for that. And helicopter going overhead. Pick that. There. Put that spot in. And I kind of did this vertically centered. And the drill bit I have is not quite big enough. You can see the front of this motor has a big bearing housing that matches the diameter of the pulley, and this drill is not nearly as big as that pulley, so I'm going to pre-drill the hole, and then I have a Dremel here, and I'm going to finish shaping the hole with my Dremel. But to keep it from breaking through nasty like, gonna there. If I do that, then break my clamp here. Backer on there, and am I still working? Yeah, I'm still working in frame. Cool. The joys of using a very old camera for all this. I think that was enough. I'm not worried about this hole being straight right now because, like I said, I gotta fix it with a Dremel. So, yep, that went all the way through. Now, Dremel, I'll try using this tiny sanding drum first. Cool. And I need to keep opening that up a bit more. But this tiny drum bit by bit. Haha, there it is, the snug fit. Beautiful. Now, I have two mounting holes here for this motor, so I need to figure out a way to mark those. And unfortunately, I don't have a slightly smaller drill than this. There, that's the one. Now, I don't unfortunately have a I foolishly didn't bring something to measure with. So, in the interest of laziness, I'm going to try something else and see how badly that fails before I get up and go in the house. I know what we'll do. Have these lovely craft sticks. Go. I think that's so eyeballed, drilled, eyeballed again. Those are pretty on spot. And now I just need to put my backer block in here again. So I don't break through and make a mess on the inside, because I do want this to be kind of nice in there. Alright, that looks centered. One hole in, and now comes the testy bit to make sure I got that in kind of the right spot. So I'm gonna there's those. Here are the long mounting screws. And that hole is just a bit undersized. Step up one drill bit. There we go. Now, perfect. So that top hole is in a good spot, which means I can take this template, put that screw in it, yeah, that's centered on there. Clamp my backer in there again. Pull this way over to my edge here. Oh. This hole does need to be straight, so I have to get my clamp over here out of the way. Now, there. Okay, so I'm gonna have some blocks for this. This one goes here. And maybe those, nope, I got it. All right, I was gonna say maybe. Maybe the mounting holes should have gone a different direction because they're hard to line up when they're vertical like this, but all right. Those are just placeholder in there, so this one mounts, and these cap heads are going to be on the inside shoulder of the pulley here, so because I did order some tooth belt, the tooth belt won't interfere with that. I'm going to replace all that flat belt stuff with tooth belt for the testing, and then if I make some other stuff, I might use set up the flat belt for that. So, and then this one, so that one is going to be low down here. There's the middle, and then this final motor, because there's room on the top of the box here too. I can set this one up higher in the space. So actually, how far up? Okay, so the motor isn't hitting on the box cover, it's the shaft here that's in the way, so I guess wherever I mount this is going to be fine. So we will put our actually pull this out of the way because I can. Alright, now that that for our drill backer. And then this shaft is narrow, so I'm just going to drill a small hole for it, pop this pulley off, and stick it on after I mount the motor. So I can then use nope, that wide set of holes is not wide enough, or is not that wide on this motor. So I'd have to use, let's, let's do that. We'll have to go get my I will have to go get the little wrench and take that off to test fit this, but I think so. Drill one mounting hole. Stick a bolt through it as a pin, because I know this isn't a very accurate template, but it's the best we've got and we need to treat it as such. And then let's eyeball this up. Yeah, those look pretty good. And I'm going to drill a slightly larger hole in the middle there, so that, because it's going to, yeah. The shaft on that is, of course, real tiny, and then it'll still look really good because the pulley will cover this hole. But a little bit bigger one will give some leeway if I don't get this centered just right. There. Trying to neaten that up a little bit, but I need a different, because the sanding thing is too big. Do I have an itty bitty something? No. Alright. That's just the way that hole is going to look. There's a drill bit to pop the edges in there. Alright, so this box has an assortment of holes on the side so far, but the one we haven't dealt with is this, because I need to have a block to put it on to get this spaced right so it sticks out. And for that I'm actually going to need to do some measuring, I think. because it needs to stick out like this, and that means making a really big hole in this corner. So, let's see here. Yeah. I guess it doesn't actually require that much measuring because I just need to get my hole started, and then I'm going to be shaping the rest of it with a Dremel. So if I get the hole anywhere within the final hole size, I get to shape it with the Dremel and fix it later. So I'm just going to make a hole and start shaping. Get the big big drill here because that's the size of my Dremel sander, and then once I get the little sander in there to make a hole big enough for the big sanding drum I have, I'll move on to the big sanding drum. How long is this? Oh yeah, timer's almost out on this, so this will be the end of this video, and I will probably set up with some blocks and stuff to come back for mounting that last motor in one shot.